My name is Federica Brandizzi. I'm the current director of the PRL. And I'm so excited to start this beautiful celebration, 60 years. So I was so blessed to be able to participate to the previous one, the 50th. But I know from the, it's not a competition, but this is going to be even bigger than the first one. Okay, so I have some very quick housekeeping remarks here. It is on the pink sheet. The remarks are here, so you may know who may have given this to me, Linda. So I need you to silence your phone, or she will take it personal. Second, I really want to thank our sponsors. So we have corporate sponsors, and those are the ones that paid for the alcohol. No cents were spent on alcohol from the college, AgBio, and research and innovation. So just wanted to make that clear. And not a cent was spent on DOE money for this event. But anyway, I think we need a round of applause for these sponsors because they provided quite a lot of cash for our drinks. But now I really would like to invite our first guest speaker, our president, President Guskiewicz. He doesn't need much of an introduction. He started here only 1.5 years ago and has made an enormous impact on our campus already. And he's a runner. I mean, he's a perfect man. Okay, please go ahead.
I have to run up the stairs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dr. Brandizzi, thank you for the invite, and I am one of those that has a really busy schedule, and I'm running back out of here to go do a radio interview, but I was not going to miss the opportunity to come over and to help kick off a wonderful celebration. And as I was joking about earlier, I am staring down my 60th anniversary myself in April. So you have beat us by just about 4 or 5 months, I guess, 5-6 months. But so there's always good reason to celebrate, and so thanks for the opportunity to come by and just say hello and acknowledge our amazing VPRI, Doug Gage, who I know is the work that happens here is near and dear to his heart, and thank you for being here, and obviously College of Natural Sciences Dean Eric Hegg for all that you do to support this. And I know you're multitasking today too, because you told me last night at an event that you were going to split time between here and I think interviews for search committee that you're serving on. So thank you. But this is really exciting, really important, and what a legacy of impact. No matter where I go on the campus, I came from UNC Chapel Hill, where I've been for 28 years, and I've been asked over and over and over, what's different about Michigan State University? And one of those things that is different is the really incredible work that we do in agriculture and in the work that takes place here in our plant sciences program and at the PRL. The incredible work that I didn't have that. We have another incredible university there where I had been for 28 years, but I have spent a lot of time learning the new things. And this is one of those areas that I really have enjoyed spending time and touring some of the laboratories and seeing this important work. But it is a really important legacy, one of excellence in plant science that extends back to the founding of Michigan State University in 1855, where the university was founded to disseminate and discover, cutting-edge knowledge for the common good. And for the last 60 years, though, we have done so much of this in a partnership with the Department of Energy, as I've learned in doing some of my research about the important work that takes place at the Plant Research Laboratory, and helping to advance our understanding of plant photosynthesis, metabolism, and bioenergy. Today, the Plant Research Laboratory scientists continue to make Michigan State University one of the global leaders in this space. And I talk often about the importance of Michigan State maintaining its status as a leading global public research university, and so the important work that takes place in our plant research laboratory and the important work of the scientists there is in fact helping us to do this by addressing the pressing global challenges from climate resilience to sustainable agriculture. We are, I think, leading on every front. The PRL was established in 1965, which was the year that MSU professor George Borgstrom published his initial book, The Hungry Planet, bringing the challenges of supplying food to growing populations to the awareness of millions around the globe. Scientific advances have helped to stave off the worst scenarios, but several generations later, as we all know, hunger remains a grave concern in many areas of the world, with the added challenges of changing climate across the globe, which I have learned that our scientists here are some of the very best in the world at trying to address those challenges. There's still much more important work to be done. This milestone of the 60-year anniversary is certainly a celebration, marking both a celebration, but also our excellence and impact, and also, I hope, in many ways, a renewal of our commitment to cutting-edge science, collaboration, and training the next generation of plant scientists. So MSU's continued investment in facilities, talent, and partnerships ensures that the Plant Research Laboratory remains a center of innovation and a beacon of hope. And I know that as we continue this important work, we will be around for many, many more years. We'll be celebrating the 120th, I'm sure, with much more to celebrate down the road. But our work is as vital as ever to assuring sustainable planet ecosystems and global food security. And I know that that'll be part of what will be discussed as part of this celebration and a day of lectures. So congratulations on this milestone, on this anniversary, and thanks to all of you who've contributed to Michigan State University's impact and leadership through the important work in the Plant Research Laboratory. And I hope that you have a wonderful day here, and I was just grateful that I could come by and say hello. So with that, go green.
Go Rye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you so much. Wonderful. So I would like now to invite over Gage. And many of you know that he's the VP for Research and Innovation at MSU. I don't know how many of you know that actually he was a PRL postdoc. And he sent me a picture, it was a 1986 picture, and I thought it was AI generated because it hasn't changed at all. It's still identical. So thank you so much, Doug. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. This is an incredible honor for me because of a personal connection to the PRL. But I want to just say a little bit about how meaningful it's been. I think for those of us who worked in the PRL, it's had an incredible impact on our careers. And I'll tell you a little bit about mine later. But one of the things about the PRL, as really the centerpiece of our plant science research enterprise, and it has been the first, and from the pictures up there of the old white guys who came here in 1965, who've all made an incredible impact. And so the fact that it's still here 60 years later says something. Usually federally funded programs don't persist to this extent because times change, interests change. But the PRL has continued to sort of reinvent itself, I think. That's been one of its real strengths. There's a whole, different generation comes in every few years, and I think that is also a strength. And if you look at the picture up there are a few National Academy members, but we grew our own as well here. And I'm actually, I'll tell you a little bit about that as well later. So to keep the PRL in its really high-performing environment, we really have to continue to invest in it. And the university has put a significant amount of investment in the research enterprise that takes place at the PRL. That includes equipment, assistance with recruitment. And for those of you who haven't been here for a while, if you go on the corner of Wilson and Farm Lane, you'll see the new Plant and Environmental Science building, which is going up. and across the street, the $35 million investment in the greenhouse complex. And inside the Plant and Environmental Science building, we'll have state-of-the-art growth chambers and a phytotron with the good consultation of Tom Sharkey will be up on one of the upper floors. So it's going to be a spectacular place for the next generation of science to be done in plant science here. So I'll just tell you a little bit about myself, and usually don't start the postdoc to vice president career track. That's very rare. I came here in 1986 following my wife, who was a newly minted assistant professor. I was trained in natural products chemistry at the University of Texas, and I knew one person here, a botanist, John Beeman, and I said, well, I'm looking for a postdoc, and he goes, well, I know this guy Hans Kendi upstairs, and let's go see him. And so I met Hans Kendi, and he looked at my CV, and he goes, I know a professor who needs a chemist, and that was Jan Zevaert. And I didn't know much about Jan Zevaert, so I immediately went to the library that afternoon and read about 6 of his papers. And I met him a few days later. And when I returned, I went back to turn in my PhD thesis, and I came back in a driving snowstorm. I arrived about 7:30 in the morning to my house and my wife's house where she was staying. I kissed my wife. I went into the lab, and Jan said, we start here at 8. So I became, really fast friends with Jan over the years, and he was a really special scientist, a great mentor, really a great person as well. After a few years with Jan, I moved across the street to biochemistry. We had done a lot of mass spectrometry, and I took a position in the mass spec facility, eventually became the director of that facility, and eventually after that got a tenure track position in biochemistry. And I was, I think, continuing my work, and actually I collaborated quite a bit in my research with Andrew Hansen, was another former PRL professor, now in the National Academy. So that was just, it put me on the right track. I actually left MSU for about 6 years. I went to work at Pfizer in Ann Arbor. And then when Pfizer left the state in 2007, I begged my way back into the university as an administrator. And I've been, was appointed as the VPR in 2020. So one of the things I'm most proud of is that, and I really can't afford to be viewed as a homer for the plant sciences. I have to be very eclectic about where we invest, and I do that very proudly, but we also invest in winners, and we want to make sure that plant science continues its spectacular history here. So I think that's something I'll be very proud of when I leave. I think everyone here should be proud of the contributions of the PRL. So thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Doug. So now I would like to invite our dean, the Dean of Natural Science, the College of Natural Science, Eric Hegg. Eric started with me at the same time as I have at Michigan State, and he's done so well. I'm so proud of all his accomplishments, and he's going to tell us what the PRL means to him. Of course, it's his favorite unit, but he cannot say that out loud.
Well, thanks, Federica. So I'll keep this short because I know you all want to get to the talks, but I've just, when I came here in 2006, I didn't know much about the PRL. I was not coming from land grant school. I was coming from one that had the main medical school and everything else. and so I didn't really know much about the plant sciences, but my advisor from Wisconsin said you really need to talk to some of those people in the plant sciences, because there's some really great science going on over there. And I got here, and two of the people I met early on were Christoph Benning, and then Ken Keegstra, and both in my department in biochemistry, and they introduced me to all the people and to all the research, and I began to realize how much I had been missing all those years, not thinking about how cool plants were. And it's just gone on, and I've really gotten to meet, of course, all of the people in the PRL, both because of my connections in biochemistry over the years, as well as through the Great Lakes Bioenergy Research Center, and I'm just so impressed with not only the incredible science, but really the collaborative nature of everybody in the PRL, and that has meant so much, because it doesn't just lift up the PRL, it lifts up the entire university. And that has meant so much to me in my own career, and obviously to the college and the university writ large. And so thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all that you bring to the university. And I really look forward to the years ahead, all you continue to do to help lift up not only the plant sciences here at MSU, but all of MSU. And I can't say enough to thank all of the PRL directors over the years. Many I have known, many of whom are here in the audience, and just again, a special thanks to you for what you have done and brought together and allowed the PRL to accomplish. So thanks, and I'll let you get to the talks now.
Thank you, Andy.